All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Audrey. Welcome to my live stream. If you're wondering why my voice sounds a little bit nasally, I was actually sick basically all of last week until yesterday. Oh my gosh. I don't know what kind of cold virus that I had, but I was knocked out. And yeah, like in the morning, sometimes I would wake up and I would feel okay, but then by nighttime it would get super bad again and I'd be like out for the count. I took Theraflu, I took NyQuil, I did, herbal teas. I did like everything under the sun and it still took me like almost a week to recover. So, oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad to be here though and like 100% or like 90% because my voice is still sounding a little bit congested and nasally, but yeah, my energy level is a lot higher just so I'm happy to be here. Just happy. Hi Stacy, hi Linda. I know. Thank you for the kitty shirt. Yeah, this was actually thrifted. It was like I don't know, $3. So I feel like anytime I go thrifting, I always look for like graphic t-shirts that especially have to do with cats or plants or something. So yeah, I love this one. I love that they're all like different colors and they all have this like same kind of facial expression where they're just like so cute. Hi, Sherry. So glad you're here. Yay. Okay, so I have a couple of announcements before I begin. So, number one is that starting this Wednesday, so May 15th through Friday, the 17th, there's going to be a free online creative retreat that I'm actually a part of. I was actually interviewed, and I think like I don't know, 20 other people were also interviewed, and the theme is that art has transformative power to heal, to help you relax, to help you overcome difficulties, and it just has that kind of power. And I know that a lot of my followers know that because I talk about it a lot. Even last month when I did the whole like relaxing watercolor series, like that really is just a result of how I've been really changed by watercolors. So I hope you'll check it out. I'm going to post a link um, in the chat, but I'm also going to, but it's also in the description box. So if you're watching the replay, it's completely free. There is a paid package if you want to be able to access it afterward, or have more, like guidance or things like that. But to just like participate and just watch the videos and just learn from other professionals and creatives, it's completely free. So yeah, let me post that link right now. So go ahead and yeah, sign up for that, and then you'll get an email like welcoming you and taking you through all the steps. Um, yeah, but I hope it's a good time for you. And I even share a lot just about my experience, and then we do a short watercolor exercise together. Um, yeah, it's hosted by Amy Kelson, and she's actually a social worker. She's just a champion of this kind of topic. So if that vibes with you, I hope you'll check it out. Again, sign up now, but the actual online retreat is from 15th through the 17th, so this Wednesday through Friday. All right. Yeah, Sherry. Yeah, I really I'm glad that you're here. I know that you missed this because of your night classes, but thank you so much for even coming back. Like I really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Um, my other announcement is, and maybe I'll talk about that like while I'm painting, because yeah, I just want to hear your thoughts. So I'm going back into in-person markets, right? So like those art fairs, those craft fairs, handmade fairs, things like that. Now, the one that I'm going to in the summer is a little bit smaller. It's not like one of those big like Renegade or show of hands kind of show. Um, it's a lot smaller, but I'm kind of going all out because I'm thinking of doing it, during the holiday season as well. And yeah, just trying to get my feet wet again. I know I kind of swore off doing those kinds of things like before the pandemic because it was just getting to be really hard. But that was also back when I didn't really know myself. I know that sounds so vague, but I didn't actually really believe in my products. I know that sounds so crazy, you know, but I felt, and I've shared this in my videos before, I kind of felt bad that I was like selling my things. And you should not feel that way, you know? So this time around, I love my stuff. You know, I'm really excited to sell it. And the proof is in the pudding, right? Like people pudding, pudding. The proof is in the pudding because people are buying my things, and I'm really proud. And so I feel like this is my time, yeah, to go back into those in-person shops, you know, make connections with people that are local to me. And yeah, so I'm really excited. So I wanted to kind of ask your advice uh, because I wanted to know like what I should sell. So yeah. Oh yes, Stacy, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm sorry about changing the day. So when it comes to my schedule, like I really want to be as consistent as I can. You know, like I don't want to do like Monday one week and then Tuesday another week, Friday another week. You know what I mean? That's way too confusing, right? So on a monthly basis, I've been trying to choose, you know, one consistent weekday. Yeah. So this month just happened to be Mondays again. I know it was Wednesdays for a while, but it just happened to be Mondays. So yeah, thank you. Oh, Sherry, thank you so much. The Mother's Day cards were a big hit among my family. Aw, thank you so much. That means so much. Ah. Okay, well, let's get into that. So tell me some more about what I should sell in my in-person shops or fairs or markets, because I'm thinking of adding, so I bought a whole bunch of washi tape. Ah, I love washi tape. And then I bought some samples for tea towels. Tea towels are always super popular, so I found a different manufacturer. So I wonder if they will be better. So we'll see. Anyway, today's topic is acrylic gouache again. So last week I painted these basics colors. Today I'm going to be painting the pastel colors. Just look how beautiful these are. And then I'm also going to paint or swatch the 3 extra tubes of colors that I got that aren't part of this set. So I had to buy them individually. I don't remember how much they were, but when I find out, I will let you guys know if you guys are curious. But yeah, let's get into it. So I have my Amazon cardboard backing again, and these are the cards that I made last time. So let me go ahead and get that going. Okay. So I'm just trying to set up my camera real quick. Yeah, so I wonder, you know, when you guys, if you guys go to those in-person markets and fairs, what do you normally look for, or what convinces you to buy something from a local artisan, or, you know, because I think that's really important for me to know too. You know, like not everyone's interested in stickers or greeting cards, right? Like at that moment, they might not be looking for a birthday card, right? But what kind of items kind of, yeah, appeal to you? Or, yeah, or do you find yourself, you know, following a certain like person, following a certain artist because you like their style? So I don't know. Just let me know what you guys are thinking and what you think I should do, because I'm really lost. I'm definitely going to have my stickers. I think the only item that I won't have available is my notepads, just because they're really hard. They're very time consuming to make. And then to get them printed elsewhere is also like very, very, very expensive. It ends up being like, oh shoot, I forgot about the globbing of the paint. It ends up being like, I mean, depending on who you go to do the printing, it ends up being like $5 to $8 per notepad, you know, and then my profit margin is basically gone because it's so expensive just to produce it. So I think the notepads are the only thing I'm not going to have, but I think everything else. Oh, look at this beautiful color. Oh my gosh. Oh my, look how opaque this is. So I love that these pastel colors are a little bit more opaque. Let me zoom in just a touch more. I love that these are a little bit more opaque because then that means that, yeah, they're just going to layer really beautifully. Ooh, look at this. Oh, so beautiful. And again, remember the one huge advantage of acrylic gouache, I mean, among many things, you know, but one of the huge advantages is that the color that you put down is the color that you're going to get. So yeah, there's no color shift when it dries. So that's a huge advantage because then you don't have to worry about, you know, like experimenting with colors or anything like that. Oh, this looks so good. Okay. Ooh. All right, that was light magenta. Yeah. But again, yeah, back to the shops. I know for Christmas, it's obvious, or Christmas fairs, it's obvious what you're shopping for, you know, cards and little trinkets, gifts, stocking stuffers, whatnot. But yeah, like I don't know if people are, yeah, shopping at those kinds of places because they're just curious, or if they are actually going to buy something. You know, I think that's the other part too. I think sometimes when you go to those markets, you're not looking necessarily to buy anything. You're just kind of window shopping and browsing and collecting, you know, business cards and seeing what people sell, and then maybe you buy from them later, which is fine too. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you guys, this is so creamy. The colors are just, oh, oh my gosh. So creamy, so beautiful. You know, it's very interesting. These are slightly less streaky than the basics colors. Let me just do a quick comparison. So, like here's the violet. Oh shoot, I forgot to write the number. Anyway, like look how streaky this is, right? I mean, maybe it was just the water to paint ratio, I don't know. And then maybe this will look a little bit different when it dries, although I doubt it. But yeah, or maybe just because this is a darker color. I'm not sure, but it's not as streaky, at least these first two colors. Let me write the numbers real quick. D121, D116. All right. Linda, I tend to buy odd things that are unusual. Sorry, not much help. That's okay. I appreciate that. Okay. Ooh, pale lavender. I feel like this is going to be really pretty. These pastel colors are just so perfect for spring. Ugh. You know what I want to paint with all these colors? I want to paint like sunrises. I just feel like those are going to be so, so pretty. If you're curious about what brush I'm using the 1/2 inch angular shader from Princeton. This is a Summit series. And yeah, these were on sale for me, but you can buy them, you know, on Blick, Jerry's Artorama. Actually, I don't know if Jerry's has them, but yeah, you can find them. But I like them because the bristles are a little bit bouncier, so they kind of bounce back pretty easily. Wow. Yeah, I really like how just opaque these are. Woo. They are a little bit thicker than the basics colors. I don't know if it's because it probably has white mixed into it. So I don't know if that makes it a little bit, yeah, like thicker in consistency. But wow. So pretty. And you already know I'm going to say so pretty for every single color. All right, D102 Horizon Blue. D102. Right? Horizon. I feel like painting skies with this color set is going to be just perfect. Linda, you love that company's brushes. Oh, Princeton. Yes. You know, I really like Princeton brushes too. I would love it if they made me an ambassador. Hint, hint. I know that they already have a bunch of watercolor artists on their roster, but hey, I would love it too. All right. Yeah, just look at this. Like, you can barely see that black line. Okay, I mean, I lied. These are just as streaky as the basics, but that's okay. And you know, last time I did the drying test a little bit too late. Let me test, or let me see the light magenta. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's dried already. Yep. Well, up here where the paint was a little bit thicker, it feels a little damp, you know, like the paper is a little damp, but there's no transfer of like paint to my finger, you know. So yeah, it's completely dried. Wow. Excuse me, sorry. I will be coughing every now and then, and that is just my residual sickness. Thank you, Linda. I know it would be awesome. You know, it would be more awesome because, so Holbein, you know, I'm an ambassador for Holbein, and that's the paints, right? And then I'm an ambassador for Legion, which is the paper company. But then I don't have an ambassadorship for brushes. So that's why I'm like, come on, I need the trifecta, you know? I mean, I know Holbein sells brushes too, but I don't think they're as well known for their brushes, or I've never actually purchased a Holbein brush. I mean, they're just more known for their paints, which rightly so. I have to say, like watering these down, you know, and then being able to do like a little bit of like watercolor with it. I mean, look at this gradient just now. Like I just made this beautiful sky looking background in seconds. Ugh. Ugh. I cannot wait. I mean, I'm really enjoying this swatching time, but I cannot wait. I think, like I said last time, I think I'm gonna have to make smaller paintings when it comes to acrylic gouache because the paint dries out so quickly, and then like you don't want to squeeze too much out at once. You know, I think even if I use the Stay Wet palette, excuse me, I don't think it's going to be as successful as it was with the regular gouache. Otherwise, I'm going to have to add like a lot of water to it or something. So I feel like I need to watch a couple more videos or just like do a little bit. Oh, this one was a little bit. Oh, you know what else I should do? I should also mark the top up here. Anyway, another time. But yeah, I want to watch a couple more videos on how other artists use this, especially just in their like day-to-day painting, you know, because I think that's always important to see how other artists actually use the paints, like, you know, like, yeah, like when do they dip their brush, when do they clean up, how do they set out their paints, like all that kind of stuff, you know. This is one of my favorite colors for such a long time, mint green. And I used to have a pair of pants from Express, don't judge me, in this color. It was one of my favorite pants. But then One day I was bringing home the groceries and I tripped over my my front step, like concrete front step. I think I just like, missed a step or something. And then I fell, I tripped, I scraped my legs, both my legs, my knees, and then it was immediately bleeding and it ruined my pants. And then I realized that they don't sell them anymore. So I was like, no. So goodbye, favorite color pants. Oh, shoot, I forgot to write down what color it was. I'll do that in a moment. But yeah, I am just loving these colors. I am loving how easily they spread, obviously when there is water, and just how vibrant these colors are. Seriously, unmatched. D069 Ice Green. I mean, I'm all about the greens, so I'm loving all of these colors. Whew. Okay. Also, excuse me, happy Mother's Day, or belated Mother's Day to all of you. I'm sure some of you are mothers or want to be mothers, or maybe you're aunties or grandmothers. I feel like there should be an auntie day because I'm not a mom, well, yet, and I'm not a human kid mom yet, but I'm a great auntie to some of my friends' kids. So I'm like, ugh, I wish there was an auntie day. Yeah. Or like a mother's adjacent day. I mean, I know it's not the same thing, because at the end of the day, aunties can go home and not have to take the kids with them. But yeah, I wish that there was like a day to celebrate all the aunties. Okay, not my favorite color because I don't usually like a bright green, like a chartreuse kind of color. I mean, this isn't quite chartreuse. It's more yellow than green, I think, but not my favorite color, but it's okay. I also realized something different that I have to do is I have to have a lot more water jars. So I just finished one and now I have another one. And I also have less water in this one. I don't know if you guys can tell. And because I realized that the acrylic has a tendency to kind of, build up in the bristles. And so I know that there are things where you can, suction cup to the bottom of the jars, and then it has like, silicone like parts where you can where it can spread the brushes so that you can clean it more effectively. I don't have it on me right now, but I realize that I kind of need to push the bristles against the bottom of the cup in order to release them and then have it clean more thoroughly. So I realized that having less water, or like a wider basin, bottom, whatever, is better with less water, and then having more water jars because I go through it pretty easily and pretty quickly. Yeah. Oh, Stacy, there is a parent day in June or July. I had no idea. Wow. Okay, so there's Mother's Day, Father's Day, and a Parents' Day. Wow. You know that there's actually a Parents' Day in Korea too, and it was on May 8th. And but they don't have a Mother's Day or Father's Day. It's just Parents' Day. There's also Grandparents' Day, and there's also Children's Day. I think they're actually all in the month of May. That's kind of cool. I don't know why we don't have a Children's Day in the U.S. Okay, ivory white. think I also wanted, sorry, back to my water jar and stuff. I was like thinking and trying to talk at the same time. But anyway, I think the other reason why I realized that I wanted a wide jar with just a little bit of water or not as much water is that sometimes I want to dip like just the tip of the brush in the water, you know? And so when I use my big jar, like this one's the big jar, right? When I use the big one, then I have to like, you know, stick it in the jar, but then like go down like 6 inches in order to touch the water. Whereas here, the top of the water is like, you know, it's like 2 inches away. And so I don't have to reach so far down. Anyway, those are like little logistic things that I'm just learning about how I need to do things a little bit differently with acrylic gouache, because with watercolor, I can just stick my brush in any jar, cup, what have you, and then just start washing. You know, I don't need to loosen the bristles necessarily. It dissolves pretty quickly and easily. So yeah, I did notice that with gouache, regular gouache. And so I should have, you know, assumed or, you know, thought that I would have to do something similar with acrylic gouache, but now it's just, yeah, confirming it. Ooh, I like this yellow. I like this yellow because it's more of like a canary, like, you know, buttercup kind of yellow. Ooh, this is pretty. Yeah, compare this to the other yellow that was in this, like, I mean, yes, this is a lemon yellow, you know, and then this is more like a marigold, goldenrod kind of yellow. Yeah, great for mixing, but this is a beautiful pastel yellow color. Love it. All right, a few more on this set, and then I have the 3 green colors. So one of the things that I really want to practice with these gouache and acrylic gouache is just like graded washes or variegated washes too. I think that's one of the most basic techniques that you can work on and master. So I'm definitely going to practice that and, you know, maybe even do that during my live, so just so that you guys can see, you know, how it's going. But I plan on doing that with most of these colors, just so I can also see like how well it blends together, and just so I can get some more practice in too, because practice makes progress. We all know that. Pale peach. And then here's the last one of this pastel series. There you go. I like how they put pale or, I don't know, light in front of all the colors because it's the pastel colors. But I also kind of wish that they just gave it unique names. But that's just me. I'm sure there's a reason for naming things like pale pink instead of, I don't know, cotton candy. Now I'm just thinking of like crayon colors. So pale pink makes a lot more sense. But doesn't that also feel like cotton candy? Or like ballet pink? I think ballet pink is like the soft pink color too. I think one of the huge advantages of acrylic gouache over regular gouache, and I've mentioned this before, is just that, you know, once it dries, it's completely water resistant. So if you had to go over it with a very watery, runny consistency of paint, then you don't have to fear, you know? Yeah. Okay, so that is the entire pastel set. Love it. Let's do these 3 green colors. And again, I bought these individually because I love green, and these are just part of my, you know, like this one especially is like, these 2 are kind of like my brand, my business colors. So I definitely wanted to include them. Ooh, maybe I can get your guys' advice on this. So I'm thinking of, for my like shopping bags and the paper bags where I will put the stickers and, you know, the merchandise in. I'm buying white ones, but I'm thinking of maybe painting, not like painting the whole bag, but like either doing a stamp or, oh, whoa, this green looks a little bit gray. Ugh, okay, I might not like this one. We'll see. Anyway, I'm thinking of, you know, painting the bag so that it has, I don't know, like a pattern or, yeah. So my question is, should I do that by hand? And if I do it by hand, obviously I'm going to try to make it as easy and stress-free for me as possible. Or should I learn how to make a stamp and then do it that way? So yeah. Okay, this color is not my favorite. Oh, I'm not happy. Oh no. I mean, it looked great when I squeezed it onto the paper, and I don't know, maybe I should have assumed it was a little bit grayish, but okay, it's okay. It's okay. You know, now that I realize, the hue name is actually 5GY. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I think GY is gray, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And this one is only G. This one is GY. Is that green yellow then? Green yellow or gray? Yeah. Would gray be GR? No, that's confusing because it could be green too. Okay, I don't really know, but all I know is that this is not the color I was expecting, right? It looks a little bit, maybe it is green and yellow. It definitely does look green and yellow, but it looks also like a grayish green. All right, so I might just kind of sit on that. It's not quite my brand's colors because my brand color is somewhere between this and this, like something in between. Okay. 066. Oh, sap green. Yep, sap green, you know, oh, my hands are getting all dirty. That's okay. Sap green is definitely one of my favorite colors, starting from my very first watercolor set. And that was the Winsor & Newton Skechers, like 12 color set. And it had sap green on there. Wow, look how thick this color is. Whoa, wow, wow, wow. Okay, all right, I see you, sap green. I see you. Whew. Anyway, so the sap green was one of my favorites, and I think it was one of my favorites just because, like, even when you know, you didn't have to mix it with any colors to make it look like a realistic green. You know, it just was a realistic green looking color. Yep, and so is this. Beautiful color. Wow. I could see like this being the background for like a landscape, mountains, forest. Wow. And even watered down. That is beautiful right there. Beautiful colors. All right, last but not least, here is the ash green. Okay, I have high hopes for this, but also now I'm thinking, now that there's the word ash in it, Is it going to be gray again? Ugh, let's see. Okay, this is not quite what I was hoping for. I think actually I want something in between these two, where it's not as light as this, not as yellow, but it's not as blue as this. Something in between. I want like a sage green or like eucalyptus. This is more like the blue eucalyptus color, but I want something like that. Is that too hard to ask? Maybe I need to look around their catalog a little bit more, but I do like this color. I do. It's not quite my brand's colors, but that's okay. Actually, now that I'm kind of watering it down, it is similar to my brand's colors. So that's good. Okay. I do like this. I feel like this with the sap green, like you could make really nice landscapes with it. And if you mix this with like a darker color so that you can make like shadow colors, that might be really, really nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is it for all the gouache or the acrylic gouache swatching that I was going to do. So the last thing I'm going to do, I might save this for next week, is I have this set of acrylic gouache 5, the primary color mixing set. So it just has, yeah, these 5 basic colors, and I'm going to make a color wheel. You know, I'll swatch them obviously, but then I will also make a color wheel with them so you can just see, you know, how they mix together, and yeah, just what they look like, and just how vibrant and diverse just having 5 colors is. I do have a video on just gouache, the 5 color palette, but I didn't use these colors. I used regular red, so I didn't use this magenta kind of red. So I should have used this, because then it would have produced really bright purples, but instead I got like kind of dark, you know, grayish purplish colors. But that's just what happens when you use like a warm red with a warm blue. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Yeah, so stay tuned for that. So next week I'll swatch these and then do a color wheel and just kind of talk about color theory. But like I said, I think with acrylic gouache though, it's still good to start with this and just get the hang of gouache, or the acrylic gouache. But I think in the end, you might end up, you know, just buying actual colors already pre-mixed in tubes, because you might develop a color palette that you really enjoy, or you might realize that mixing colors is actually very annoying, especially with acrylic gouache and gouache. I think with watercolors, you can kind of get away with it because you don't need a lot of watercolors in order to mix the right color. And then you can easily reactivate it, right? So you don't really have to worry about it. But with acrylic gouache, it's, you know, once it's out of the tube, it's going to dry eventually. So I think that's why I purchased this, because I realized I'm probably going to gravitate more towards these pastel colors more than the basic set. And so instead of having to mix it every single time, I just wanted this right off the bat. But I think it's still important to show you and remind myself why, you know, starting out with just your basic colors is the most important thing that you can do. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Let me go ahead and bring these colors out so you guys can see it, so I can do my quick screenshot. All right, so we have the light magenta. I'm going to try to hold all of these in my 2 hands again. I think what I'm going to do is punch a hole in all of these, and then maybe get like one of those like metal rings, you know, and then just have like a swatch ring or maybe I'll just put them in a bin. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right. The rest of these, I'm going to have to try to pick them up with one finger, or with one finger, with one hand. Let's see how it goes. It's hard because I have 3 extra colors than I did last time. So it's a little bit more difficult. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. I got this. I got this. Here we go. Yay. Okay. Let me just smile for my screenshot. Okay. Yeah, just look at these colors. These look really awesome. Oh man. So let me show you the top-down view again one more time. So we've got all of these pastel colors, and then we have all of these basics colors. These are basically just like rainbow colors. You can just see like the difference between the vibrancy of them, you know, or not vibrancy, but just the what do you call it? The, I don't know, saturation. Yeah, I guess. Well, minus these. These aren't the pastel colors, but yeah, like even though these are the pastel colors, and they probably have like white mixed into them, they're still just as like, you know, vibrant and vivid as these colors, right? I mean, these just have stronger stronger like saturation, but they're just as, yeah, they're just as vibrant. And look at how opaque these are too. Like this light magenta, like these are actually not as opaque as I thought they were going to be, right? You can clearly see the black mark on all of these, well, except for the ultramarine. Yeah, and obviously not the black because it's black, but yeah, but on these, the pastel set, you can hardly see the black, maybe on this pale peach and this ivory white and cream yellow. But aside from that, okay, this one too. Okay, so 4 out of the 12 colors, they're all pretty opaque, you know? Whereas this one, it's like 1 out of, okay, plus the black, right? 2 out of the 12 are opaque, or like very, very opaque. And the rest are, you know, semi-opaque. So again, that kind of demystifies what I thought about acrylic gouache, because I thought they were all super opaque, because acrylics are opaque, you know? But then, yeah, when you thin it out a little bit, right? I mean, if I were to glob it on, then yes, of course, it's going to look more opaque, right? But at on the first layer, it's not. And so I think it is, it's going to be important that we learn how to, that I learn how to actually layer. And again, with acrylic gouache, it's going to be so much easier, quote unquote, because you won't be able to reactivate the layer underneath it. So layering shouldn't be that that complicated. Yeah, very cool. Well, I'm really happy with this acrylic gouache journey so far, and I'm really loving these colors. And I really, you know, encourage you guys, strongly encourage, if you have a new set of paints, like swatching is really an important first step, because it helps you get over that fear of, I don't want to, you know, open this brand new thing that I just bought, right? And it helps you get to know your colors. And yeah, so I think something else that I'm going to do, just because I love leaves, so I did this with my Daniel Smith watercolors. I might just paint leaves with these too and just see what happens. The only thing is, I don't want to have to squeeze out all of the paints, because for swatching something like this, I'm going to have to squeeze it out onto a palette. So I might not do exactly something like this, or maybe maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to feel how smoothly, or I wanted to practice getting the right consistency of paint, because in order to paint leaves, the paint has to move pretty fluidly, right? But at the same time, I don't want to compromise the opacity. So I kind of wanted to test it. So maybe instead of swatching it, maybe I'll just choose a couple colors and, you know, just practice painting leaves. So we'll see. But I'm really excited to, you know, dip my toes a little bit more into acrylic gouache. And and take you guys on that journey with me. So thank you so much for being here. Again, next week, please tune in as I swatch this set and then paint. Oh, I guess they already have a color wheel kind of right back here. So I'll be basically painting that, but then really getting to know your colors. Yeah. So I'll be live next Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please don't get sick like I did. I hope you guys are all safe and enjoying the beautiful weather. Hopefully it's sunny wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.